What up, guys? Your boy Quake back with a brand new episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast, number 298, nearing the 300th episode. I don't know what to do for the 300th episode. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got nothing special planned at all. That's probably going to be, next Sunday when I record. So I don't know. I don't really have anything special planned. I don't think I'm going to do anything special for the 300th episode. Actually, wait. I think Eminem's dropping the album on the 12th. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I think, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do anything special. I've been kind of focusing mainly on the main channel. I want to get some documentaries out because it's been a minute. So the podcast has, plus the news has really slowed down for the past couple of weeks after the whole Kendrick and Drake and Diddy thing. It's been a pretty slow news in terms of hip hop for the most part. So, of course, sponsored by, powered by the one and only Golden Eagle Energy Drink. Get your Golden Eagle Energy Drinks at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. That's drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. They sponsored all season 4 of the podcast, so show them love for showing us love. Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us video. I just want to talk about it just a little bit. Great video, man. Perfect execution. When it dropped, there was a lot of people praising it, but then you have the Drake stands that were saying, Kendrick Lamar is milking this for everything and, get over it. The song is the song. Let's move on. In reality, if Drake, that's the whole point of Not Like Us. It's a hit record. So it's going to outlast all the diss tracks. If Drake had the hit record, the Drake stands would be enjoying the fuck out of it the whole summer. That's the point of a hit song, a club banger, which Kendrick released. Had it been flipped with Drake doing back-to-back, which we heard back-to-back for a long time, the Drake stands wouldn't be saying anything. So the Not Like Us, nobody's milking it. Nobody's doing anything. It's a hit record. Hit records last for a long time. And it's the summer. So, of course, it's going to be stretched out even longer. So I haven't gotten tired of the track. I know I think people say usually when people start doing corny versions of the song, I think Kamala Harris or one of the politicians sang it, and then Taraji P. Henson, she did it in the BET Awards and did her trolling version of it. So people are saying once people start doing that, the song starts to become corny and blah, blah, blah. I disagree. As long as I enjoy the record, as long as it doesn't seem boring to me, I will still listen to the track. The video was perfectly executed. I think there's no better way to make a video. And what I noticed throughout the video is Kendrick never really said Drake in the video. His mouth didn't say Drake. So I don't know what the purpose behind that is, but, say Drake. I heard you like him young. You never see in the video him saying Drake. The video broke records in terms of hip-hop views, a hip-hop music video. I think it did 14 million in a day or some crazy number or more than that. It's already at 35 million views in 3 days. So great numbers, insane numbers. And the more fire thing is that Kendrick previewed a song in the beginning. And that song is already taken off on TikTok. I scrolled through TikTok, I see that song. Broccoli, Bach B, whatever he says in the beginning, that funky ass beats. I love this sound that Kendrick's going towards. If we get this type of sound in his music, the next album's going to be crazy. And then people noticed, which was interesting, that on Kendrick Lamar's jacket in the Not Like Us video, he's wearing he has a date on there. The date says 8/8/2024. So I don't know if he's hinting that's when the new album is being released. It's going to come. But on the jacket it says 8/8. Let me see. I could be wrong, man. I don't want to be wrong on this. Let's see. Yeah, it says 8/8/2024. So I don't know. I don't know if that's, if that is the date of his upcoming album, but it is a track jacket. And it's cost actually $582, which is insane. But Kendrick Lamar is rich. So that's what I'm saying. Some of these things that you see some of these really, really rich people wear, you would think is nothing, but $582 for that jacket. Yeah, on it says 8/8/24. So people are speculating that's Kendrick Lamar is hinting that's when his album's going to come out. That's why in the beginning of the video he previews a song. And, people can clown Kendrick. Drake stands are going to clown him and say, oh, he's using this Drake beef as momentum to release his music. Fuck it, man. That's the whole point of this battle. I see no issue with it. He's reached another kind of peak. Not saying that he's never been this hot before, because Damn is probably the biggest he's been in his career. I mean, that album sold over 600,000 copies first week, had a #1 record. He was on a roll then. But then he took such a long hiatus that when Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers came, the album underperformed in terms of, what he did with Damn. Now, to me, I enjoy the album. I actually like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I think it's a good album. I still listen to quite a few songs. Rich Spirit, N95, whatever. Like at least I listen to still like 5 or 6 tracks off that album still, like pretty consistently. So I enjoyed the album, and if he's using this battle with Drake as a rollout for the next album, I'm totally fine with that. Based off the intro preview that we got, I love it. I love the direction he's taking, and this might be another run. He might be bigger than the Damn run. I don't know. It's possible. I don't know if he's ever going to do 600,000 again first week. That's really, really, really big numbers. But I think he could do, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers did like over 200,000 first week. So I think he could do 400,000. You could potentially double that first week and get some good numbers like that. Now, if he adds a Not Like Us track on the album, that will help his like streaming numbers. But if he gets another #1 hit after this Not Like Us, then yeah, we can look at really good numbers first week. But overall, back to talking about the video, because I keep talking about just overall Kendrick's career and what's happening. Great video. Like I said, he's there with his fiance or wife. I don't even know if they're officially married. Drake says they're not, so whatever. With his kids there, having fun. People still trolled at Drake stands. They still had their troll. I really found it funny that an owl was locked up in a cage at the end of the video. That made me laugh really a lot. Yeah, I just enjoyed the video, man. Great execution. And anybody clowning Kendrick for making a video for this track, remember, Drake literally released a music video for Family Matters. So I think anybody having an issue with Kendrick shooting a video for a diss track makes no sense. Lots of artists have shot videos for diss tracks. Nothing wrong with that. Tupac hit him up, 50 Cent back down. Whatever, list goes on and on. Nothing wrong with shooting a video for diss tracks. I think that's really cool to do. So, yeah, shout out to Kendrick, man. Great execution on his end. And I hope we get that album. I hope it actually comes out August 8th, 2024. That would be amazing. He's already gaining momentum with that intro track. Like I said, on TikTok, the song's, everybody's dancing to it, doing their thing. So if he leads with that as the next track, then he's gonna have a good momentum, and he's executing properly. So yeah, we'll see. Let's get into the news, and as usual, there ain't no party like a Diddy party. And unfortunately, there's gonna be, well, fortunately, actually not unfortunately, but fortunately, there's gonna be no more parties at his house because he's selling it. Yes, the LA mansion that got raided, he's putting it up for sale. Let's go over the article. Diddy's residency in California is nearing its end as he has listed his sprawling mansion in the state for sale just months after it was raided as part of a sex trafficking investigation. The 54-year-old bought a home in the Holmby Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles back in 2014 for $40 million. On Wednesday, July 3rd, TMZ reported that the property is once again up for sale as the businessman is seeking $70 million for it. Damn, that's a good come up, man. Buying it in $40 million in 2014 for $40 million. Now it's worth $70 million if he can get it to sell, obviously, for $70 million. Puff's ongoing troubles with the law worsened when his properties across the United States were thoroughly scanned by federal agents back in March. At the time, a Homeland Security Investigations representative told the press earlier today Homeland Security, New York executed law enforcement actions as part of ongoing investigation with assistance from SHI Los Angeles and SHI Miami and our other local law enforcement partners. We will provide further information as it becomes available. Yeah, and then they talked about releasing statements and stuff like that. So, yeah, the house is officially listed for sale. Now, the issue with this is who wants to be associated with this house because it's just got raided. And most people, that's usually what happens. Most people sell their homes if they get raided by the FBI because it doesn't feel like a home anymore. Once they raid this stuff, it feels like they destroy the whole thing. And then after that, it's like it just feels weird. It doesn't feel like an actual house. So I understand why he would want to sell it, but selling it, and I don't know, obviously the housing market right now is really, really hot, and houses are literally like priced up the ass. Like every house is right now expensive. Even the old cheap ones are like 2 times what they're used to be worth. So the housing market is good for selling a house right now. It's astronomical. But who wants to buy the house that's associated with the sex trafficking? That's the issue here. So that's the kind of it's what's tied to that house. Do people want to actually be tied to and involved in? Because you are involved. That's the thing. Like when you get and buy these type of, not saying like you did it, but you're gonna have these type of like energy. I think at least this is what I believe around the house when this type of stuff has happened. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see if it sells. And the last time I remember a celebrity struggling to sell a house was 50 with the mansion in Connecticut. He was struggling to sell that thing. He had listed it like probably 6-7 times. One moment decided, hey, I'm going to keep the house. Next moment tries to list it. Right now, if he would have listed it, he would have made an astronomical amount of money, but he sold it a while back. Let me actually see what he sold it for. Look at this. This is, bad time 50 sold the house, man. He should have waited. Look at this. He sold the mansion for just $2.9 million, which is an 84% decrease than when he first bought it for 12 years ago. 84% loss. Had 50 just waited literally one more year, because COVID is when, you could say COVID probably in 2020 or like 2021 is when like the markets for houses increased, but you could say 2022 is probably like when it really skyrocketed. Had he sold it like 2 years later, maybe 3 years later, he would have got that money back, that $16 million that he bought. He bought it for $60 million, sold it for $2.9 million, which is a huge loss. That's a huge L. But I mean, 50 just probably wanted to get rid of it because of expenses every month. He said every year he spent $500,000, so $500,000 a year. So maybe he just didn't want to deal with the expenses on it. But let me see the Zillow listing. Let me see what it's worth right now, because there is a Zillow listing on here, which is insane. Let's see what it's worth right now. Home value. Let's see. I'm really curious to see what it's worth right now, just to see what kind of loss. Okay, so the estimate here, which is still a huge loss, $4.1 million. So at least, from $2.9 million to 4. That's the estimate. I don't know. I don't know why it's valued at that. It's just based on what they know about the house currently. But yeah, $4.1 million, Farmington, Connecticut, which is funny. The address is actually 50 Poplar Hill Drive. That's hilarious. $4.1 million. So he sold it for $2.9 million in 2019. So had he waited just a couple more years, he probably would have walked away with at least $1.2 million more. Which for 50, I mean, doesn't really matter too much. The guy's super rich. So, but still, it's the hit that he took. So I just wanted to go over. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, Diddy's is obviously, because Diddy's is more located in Los Angeles. Obviously, it's a way better fucking location in terms of just celebrities and stuff than Farmington, Connecticut. Come on, like Farmington, Connecticut isn't the hub for celebrities. But yeah, interesting. Interesting that Diddy's trying to sell it. We'll see if he does manage to sell it for $70 million. He made $30 million off the house. That's a win for him. But I don't think he's going to be able to sell it for $70 million. I'll be surprised. Maybe he tries to. If he just sells it for $40 million, fuck it, man. Get your money back on what you spent. But I don't think he's getting $70 million for it. But we'll see. We'll keep our eyes posted. Updates to the T.I. and Tiny sexual lawsuit. Let's go over it. T.I. and Tiny, his wife, were sued for allegedly drugging and sexually assaulting a woman earlier this year. And the couple are now trying to have the case dismissed. In January, a person identified as Jane Doe filed a lawsuit against the two for a 2005 incident with claims of sexual battery, assault, negligence, and false imprisonment. In addition to the crimes mentioned above, according to legal documents obtained and published by All Hip Hop, on Friday, July 5th, the defendants are now challenging the validity of the civil complaint in a California court. So they're basically saying that there's no truth to this shit. All the claims asserted in the complaint are time barred because the statute of limitations for such claims has long expired over 16 years ago, their attorneys argued. Further, notwithstanding the fact the defendants Clifford Harris, a.k.a. T.I., and Tamika Harris, a.k.a. T.I.'s wife Tiny, deny that any of the alleged conduct even occurred, the complaint fails to allege facts to sufficiently establish any of the claims alleged in the complaint. Accordingly, defendants seek to dismiss all the claims in complaint for failure to state a claim upon which any relief can be granted because there's no possible remedy for these deficiencies. Defendants seek dismissal of this entire action. The pair are hoping to have the case dismissed with prejudice That means if the motion is successful, Jane Doe will be unable to refile the complaint. Per the lawsuit, the Atlanta rap legend and his wife allegedly met up with the plaintiff at a nightclub in Los Angeles while she was enlisted in the Air Force. The woman believes that Tiny may have tampered with one of her drinks, following which she and the two other girls apparently ended up at a hotel room with the T.I., with the What You Know rapper. Why don't you just say T.I. and his wife? After showering with a Southern MC and his wife and massaging him while he watched, adult stuff, she alleges that the T.I. penetrated her with his toe, even though she reportedly told him not to do so. Anyways, that's the lawsuit. They're trying to dismiss it. We'll see. I think, they got hit with a few lawsuits, man. And when Diddy got hit with these lawsuits, it was just like all over the place. But I think it's because he just kept getting hit with lawsuits like back to back to back. T.I. and Tiny got hit with lawsuits here and there. It was spread out more. So, but yeah, I mean, there hasn't been any proof, solid proof from what I know. I could be wrong. I don't know, just based off of what I've seen and the articles we've read throughout the years on this podcast. There hasn't really been any solid proof, and T.I.'s vehemently denied a lot of these things and expeditiously wants these lawsuits dismissed. You know how he talks those big words. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll keep our eyes posted and see if they actually agree to dismiss it. I don't know statute of limitations of where this happened, Los Angeles, but yeah, I don't know. Well, because there are claiming it's a long time ago. 2005 is literally about to be 20 years ago, which is insane. So, yeah, we'll see. Jay-Z is doing more investing, so I wanted to go over this because it's really, really cool. Anything finance, I want to get more involved in. So, yeah, I know I talk about it a little bit on the podcast, but I'm going to do that 50 crypto documentary. It's going to be coming out pretty soon here. So, I kind of want to bridge. I want to use that as a bridge to the cryptocurrency type of world. So, you guys can kind of learn from that. I'm not a 100% expert in it, so I don't want people to be like, oh, Quake, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's some things that I probably might not get right, but I'm learning. I'm still learning, and I want to get really good in that world because it is the future. AI and crypto, this is the way I view it, right? These old publications like magazines, US Weekly, New York Times, Washington Post, all these publications that have these magazines that were old school, they're going to be out the window pretty soon here. Really just old people, majority. The age demographic there is maybe 40, 50, 60 years old. That's mainly the age demographic on those type of publications. Not saying that, all people at that age, that's all they watch and read and stuff. That's definitely not true. But, they respect that type of platform more than the younger generation like us, right? I could care less if somebody's on, Time Magazine or whatever the fuck these other platforms are, right? Doesn't matter to me. I still, and clearly the market shows that because a lot of streamers have never been on these type of platforms and they're way bigger and make hundreds of millions of dollars and whatever. So just streamers, anybody, YouTubers, content creators, whatever. So that's going out, right? That's going to be going out of style. Just give it, another 20, 30 years once these older people kind of start to pass and they're gone. We're not going to be really rocking with that type of stuff, right? The people that rock with YouTube, content creation, these type of platforms right now, mainly YouTube, I like to use that as an example, are right in the middle, right? They're not really old school and old, but they're, not super young. They're right in the middle. And that's where I fall right now. I'm kind of right in the middle with YouTube, content creation, stuff like that. Then you have the newer generation that's coming in. And what I realized is I got more into this crypto world, a lot of younger people are in it. We're talking little teenagers, like 14, 15, 16, 18, whatever, which is insane, right? I've talked to 14-year-olds literally about crypto because I'm in this chat where I join this kind of chat group just to kind of understand more about crypto. And some of them there are like 14, 16. I'm surprised. I'm like, dude, you're 14 years old. They're learning about crypto. But that's the new generation, right? They're learning about crypto and AI. They're going to be the ones that are going to push this middle generation towards the older, So I want to get, a little bit more ahead. I want to learn more about the newer generation that's going to be coming. And, you got to get ahead of the curve. I'm starting to learn the terms that they use, which is hilarious, man. Some of these words that they use in the crypto world is just funny, man. Like aping. When you ape something means you just buy something without looking and researching it. When you shill something, you're pushing that whatever you're trying to sell, basically something. Yeah, just a lot of funny words, man, that I'm learning as time goes on. Anyways, I'm going on this whole rant, whatever, but I just wanted to say, like, I want to bridge that hip hop world to the finance world. I want to be the one that kind of bridges that because nobody's really doing that. I don't really see anybody in the hip hop world that's also getting into the newer generation of finance and stuff like that. I don't see it. So if somebody starts to do that, you know where they got the idea from, because everybody kind of, as time goes on, I've noticed people have taken ideas that I've said out loud, which is hilarious, but it is what it is, man. I'm confident in what I do, so nobody can do it like me. So people are going to take my ideas, run with it, whatever. Have your fun, but you're not going to, trust me. I have my brain, that's the thing. When people take stuff from you, like steal your ideas or copy you, what they don't realize is they can copy you, but they don't have your brain of coming up with newer ideas and coming up with the future of things. That's the thing. You can go ahead and copy as much as you want, but you're going to fade out eventually. And that's the beautiful thing with me is I have multiple ideas. I always have ideas going no matter what. Anyways, let's talk about Jay-Z. He's invested in a watch marketplace company, which is very interesting. So let's go over the article. Jay-Z has expanded his illustrations investment portfolio by taking a stake in the luxury watch marketplace Wristcheck. The rap legend, who himself is an avid watch collector, was part of the company's latest round of fundraising, which totaled $5 million. The website allows collectors to buy and sell luxury timepieces that have already been authenticated by watchmakers. So those spending up to 7 figures on a watch know it's the real deal. Co-founder Aston Chu said of Ho's investment in the statement, "As an entrepreneur, Jay-Z has always been an inspiration to me. I remember growing up to his music. His lyrics not only introduced me to watch brands like Audemars Piguet, but also fueled my love for watches even further as he bridged the gap between watches and pop culture." See, that's what I want to do with hip-hop and crypto. Bridge the gap. Be one of the leaders in that as well. Very cool. He added, as the most influential celebrity watch collector of the 21st century and a certified GOAT. Relax, brother. Now you're over here slurping on that. You know what? His support carries immense weight, both personally and professionally. It's a testament to the trust and community we've built and marks a major milestone in cementing Wristcheck as the go-to platform for watch enthusiasts worldwide. Jay-Z has built a reputation for his venerable watch collection, which includes pieces from the likes of Richard Mille, Audemars Piguet, Hublot, and of course Rolex. Yeah, I'm not a big watch person. In 2021, he spent $6 million on a rare collection between Tiffany and Patek Philippe. See, I would never, I don't care if I was a billionaire, $6 million for a watch when I can use that $6 million to help people or do other things that could, do better things for the world. Just that's how I am. I don't care how rich I get. To me, I just have no interest in spending in fancy, cars. Yeah, like you can, everybody has their thing though. So I can't really knock Jay-Z, right? He loves watches. That's his thing. And he's bought a lot of cars too, but it seems like he likes watches more. So every person has their kind of niche or thing that they love to spend money on that, if they had a lot of money, they would spend it on. Me personally, it would be cars. I would have a fleet of cars that I really enjoy. I don't know though. Then again, I also think about it. I can't drive them all. So, I don't know. It depends on how rich I would get. If I became a billionaire, then yeah, I'd probably have about 50 to 100 cars. I would just, I don't know. Like Jay Leno's garage. Shout out to Jay Leno. He has a huge garage of cars. I don't know. I would just have that type of stuff. Maybe. But then again, knowing me, I'll say this right now, but I would never, I don't know. To me, like the max amount of cars, if I was a billionaire, I'd probably have is 10. Just have some SUV type vehicles, some really sports car type vehicles, and then just some random wanky stuff that's like really cool. But yeah, watches and stuff, I've never really been a fan of. I've never been a watch or jewelry person. Now, I like Hublot watches, and I do know that a brand new one, I remember seeing the one that I really like that's brand new, is about $40,000. So if I ever end up doing a crazy deal or, getting, $1 million in a deal or something like that, I'll probably buy me like a $40,000 watch just because I want to have at least one, but I would never spend over $100,000. Like $40,000, $50,000, to me, that's like, if you're going to buy a watch, you want to get a nice watch, get something like that. But when you're spending like hundreds of thousands, millions, 6 million, like that's ridiculous to me. I don't understand it. That's too much just on a wrist. It just tells time the same way as every other watch does. But, I understand if you're really, really rich and that's your niche and that's what you love, it is what it is. But I don't know. Just too many people struggling in this world for me to really care a lot about spending, millions and millions of dollars on watches and, I'll do the thing Mr. Beast is doing, right? Just helping people day in and day out. With that kind of money, just like you can do so much. That's the thing. If billionaires have decided, hey, I'm worth $5 billion. I'm gonna take $1 billion out of the $5 billion. Just use that to help people. If all the billionaires decided just to get together and do that, they could change the world easily. It's unfortunate that not all of them are like that. Some of them don't care. Some do help, but it's like in small increments. But then again, it's their money, man. They worked hard. They can do whatever they want. I personally think, nobody should have over $1 billion. Let's just say that. If you're worth $1 billion, cool. $1 billion, if you as a person want to have that, cool. But once you have like 5, 10, 20, 30, 100 billion, it's like you're one person, man. You don't I get you worked your ass off. I understand that, but that kind of money is just life-changing for so many people. It's ridiculous. That kind of money shouldn't just be stuck in one place with one person. I think that's just astronomical and just insane. But, I mean, billionaires give back in their own ways by starting companies. They employ a lot of people, whatever. I know there's a lot of arguments to make back and forth, but I just think personally what I would do. I'm not going to advise anybody with their money because they worked hard. That's their money. I've never pocket watched or cared how people spend their money. That's their money. If they want to spend it doing whatever they want to do, that's their life. Let them enjoy it while they're still alive here on this planet. Whatever. It's their life. But for me personally, I just couldn't see myself, buying a bunch of luxury things back to back. Like it was even revealed just past couple days ago that the Dior bags that women love, that guys buy for women that cost thousands of dollars, it was revealed a Dior bag was made for like $50. Like that's how cheap of material that they're making Dior bags, and people are spending $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 on these things. You know how of an insane return that is for Dior, money wise. Like luxury brands are the biggest finesse in the world because there's nothing really special about them when you really think about it. Wearing a Louis Vuitton shirt versus wearing a regular shirt, you can't really tell the difference. Like what the cloth has a little smoother texture to it. Like it's not worth that $500, $1,000 difference. But I understand people want to flex. They want to just make it seem like they got. Usually the people that really got money, you can't even tell what they're wearing cost a lot because it's some off-brand shit that people haven't really heard of that they buy from like specific designers that design it specifically for them. That's the really, really, really wealthy people. Now you'll see a white T-shirt and the shit looks like a plain Hanes T-shirt, but you go and look at the company that made it, and it's a $3,000 T-shirt, some crazy stuff like that. I could never spend that kind of money. I don't care how rich I get, but anyways, I'm going on this whole tangent. Shout out to Jay-Z, great investment. I'm sure it'll pay off. We'll keep our eyes posted on this brand and see how it does moving forward. Before we continue, I want to give a shout out to Golden Eagle for sponsoring this podcast. Yes, if it wasn't for Golden Eagle, this podcast wouldn't be possible. If you're looking for an energy drink that doesn't tear a hole in your pocket, Golden Eagle energy drink is the one you want to get. Golden Eagle has the smoothest taste with no aftertaste. You don't get acid reflux when you drink it, and you will save a lot of money. So check out Golden Eagle at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. The link is in the description below. And how do you think this podcast would be possible without me having energy to do it? Come on, guys. You guys got to remember this. I need energy to do this stuff, man, because there's a lot of crazy topics. So look how smooth this thing sounds. Look at it. Oh my God, it's fresh. Look at that Golden Eagle. Look at the can. It's so beautiful too, man. Look at that. That's so fresh, man. So fresh. Golden Eagle energy drink. Go to the link description below. That's drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. Let's continue the episode. Well, it looks like we probably won't get an Eminem versus Jay-Z battle. Royce the 5'9" decided to talk about if Eminem actually dissed Jay-Z on Tobey. And it's disappointing to say the least. So, Royce the 5'9" has set the record straight on the notion that Eminem dissed Jay-Z on his latest single, Tobey. We talked about this on the last podcast. The Billboard top 50 greatest rappers of all time. They listed Jay-Z as number 1. Eminem talked about it in the song. He said, ain't feeling your top 5 favorite rappers, so I know they about to be pissed at me, but this to me is a mystery. How rappers I've already ripped could be higher than a list to me. So people were speculating that, Eminem, the narrative, right, is that Eminem destroyed, Jay-Z on Renegade. So people thought, okay, how could these artist be ahead of me when I destroyed him on there? That's the first one that people went to. Obviously, on the list, Eminem has worked with Kendrick Lamar and Nas as well. But those aren't the most notable tracks where, like, people say, oh, Eminem destroyed him. It's mainly Jay-Z's Renegade. And Jay-Z is number one on the list. So, that's why people kind of pointed it towards Jay-Z. Me as well. I mean, a lot of people on social media. I was just talking to somebody on Twitter, and they were saying, Quake, you're reaching. When it was a lot of people saying that it was shots towards Jay-Z. I'm not saying that, hey, it's 100% these are shots towards Jay-Z. There's going to be a battle happening. I'm just saying the way you can interpret it is that it could be subliminal shots at Jay-Z. But we know Eminem doesn't really do subliminals, so you can kind of go back and forth on that. But maybe he got inspired from the Drake and Kendrick thing. So somebody in the comments on Instagram, on an Instagram post, asked Royce the 5'9", where are these shots at Jay-Z? This guy said, DJ_Big Shay said, you're not going to answer this, but they say M was throwing shots at Jay-Z and Tobey joint. Is that true? Royce the 5'9" responded and said, of course not. Which, I don't know. I think it depends on how Jay-Z takes this. Does he take it as a subliminal towards him? If he does, then we are going to get subliminal back. If Jay-Z decides to release a new verse, an album, we're going to get subliminals back because Jay-Z is the subliminal god. He loves subliminally dissing. But, I mean, Eminem's never really been known to subliminally diss. If he doesn't like you, he'll, like, say it. So, I don't know. I want it to happen just for the sake of hip-hop, and it would be fun to see. Because these two wouldn't go violent. Like, I almost can guarantee that Jay-Z and Eminem beef would not go violent. They're way too old in their time right now to be shooting and killing, blah, blah, blah. Like, that just doesn't make any sense at this age, It would be a great competition back and forth. That's all. That's what I would like to see. So, Royce is saying, he didn't do it, but it is what it is. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep our eyes posted. Speaking of Eminem and new music and the album, the diss track and all that stuff, they're apparently, and this is allegedly, I'm not saying this is the official track list, because when I posted on Twitter, people were saying, oh, I don't think this is the official one, Quake, but I just said allegedly on the Twitter post. Apparently, the track list for Eminem's Death of Slim Shady leaked. If you don't want any spoilers, you don't want to see the leak, or you're like, I don't know, I don't want to hear it, blah, 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 then just don't listen to this portion, skip through it. But I'm going to go over the track list right now of the alleged leak. This apparently leaked on iTunes, because sometimes Apple does slip up. I remember when Eminem's Recovery was about to come out, and by the way, I'm going to tread lightly here, but I had a role in that album leak, and let's just say that. I don't want to say I actually leaked it, because I didn't. But I had a role in that kind of coming out. Regardless, Eminem did like 700-something thousand first week, so it's not like it affected him. So when that track list leaked, I remember when Recovery track list leaked, a lot of people thought it was fake because of the features and the titles on the track, blah, blah, blah. Because people saw Pink, Rihanna. They're like, what the fuck is Eminem? This is no way this is an Eminem album. Turned out to be real. So sometimes these leaks on track lists are real because some of these companies sometimes accidentally, drop it. So let's go over, the actual track list and let's see. Public Service Announcement 2024. Paying homage to his old albums. He has a public service announcement track. I forget which album, maybe Slim Shady LP. Reawakening is track number 2. Scream, track number 3. Trespass, track number 4, featuring Billie Eilish. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm tired of seeing like these big pop star artists on Eminem albums, honestly. But hey, if it works good, it works good, whatever. I think out of what is that horrible Eminem album that came out in 2017, Revival, one of the better tracks was that River track with Ed Sheeran. I actually really enjoyed that track. Been a liar, been a cheat, been a na-na-na, whatever the fuck how it went. My sins are holy water. Great track. That's probably the only good track out of that album that came out. I think, and another one I think was Castle, or whatever the fuck it was called. So continuing on, Trespass featuring Billie Eilish, number 4. High Pressure, number 5, no feature. Number 6, Ambitious, featuring J.I.D. and Skylar Grey. A lot of people are excited about this because of J.I.D. and Eminem doing a track together. I really could care less, but hey, it is what it is. Number 7, Hot Headed. Number 8, Steve Berman Skit, which, it's pretty normal. Number 9, Land of the Free. Number 10, Cypher Intermission. Now, the funny thing about this is people are saying this is because of that track. People are thinking it's a fake track list because this sounds like a fan type of track list, the titles. So Cypher Intermission features Tech 9, J. Cole, Black Thought, Easy Mill, his new signing, and Royce the 5'9". I think that's it for features. So that would be interesting. J. Cole and Eminem, and then you got a bunch of other, bunch of lyrical miracle artists. Houdini number 11, Millionaire number 12, which I don't know. Yeah, this is why I think it's a fake track list, because some of these titles just doesn't make any sense, man. And then track number 15 doesn't have a title; it just says track 15. I'm skipping, sorry. Then you got number 13, Forever in a Day. That's the other track. And then you got number 14, which got me really excited. Number 14 is titled Onslaught, featuring Dr. Dre and 50 Cent. So are we getting a three-headed monster reunion? Oh my God, I'm going to lose my mind. If this is real, I'm happy as shit. Just 50 on an Eminem album again. So thankful, which I expect because he was in the trailer. So I expect that. And 50 flew to LA to record music. I remember beginning of this year or maybe beginning of 2023. I don't remember exactly, but he did fly out to LA to go to Eminem and Dr. Dre's studio to record music. So I wouldn't be surprised if 50's on this album. Track number 15 just says track number 15, so I don't know if it didn't leak or maybe that's just track title. Number 16 is Dark Side. Number 17 is a Tobey track with Eminem, Big Sean, and Baby Tron. Number 18 is Threequel featuring Royce the 5'9". And then number 19 is Bye. My name was Chicka Chicka Slim Shady. So, do I think this is a real track list? Honestly, seems pretty legit to me, man. I think some of the tracks seem really off. It seems like fan-made, like Millionaire. That's a funny title track. Cypher Intermission with a bunch of lyrical miracle artists. Onslaught for a title with Eminem and 50 and Dr. Dre sounds like a fan-made type of track list. And By My Name Was sounds like a fan-made type of track list. But Eminem track lists have leaked before and they become real. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is it, man. Companies fuck up a lot like this. So there's no surprise there for me if this is the actual track list. Regardless, if this is, I'm somewhat happy with it, just based off the titles. I don't like, like Billie Eilish, Cypher Intermission with all those artists. Like Eminem and J. Cole, just them two would be really cool. No disrespect to Black Thought, Tech 9, or Royce the 5'9", or even Easy Mill. Honestly, Eminem and Easy Mill on a track together, just on this album, would have been really cool as well, instead of having, a bunch of these features and stuff. But hey, it is what it is. We'll see. We'll keep our eyes posted and see if it's actually this. I'm going to be streaming Thursday night when this album actually comes out, live streaming on the main YouTube channel, Diverse Mentality. So, yeah, join me on there. Let's have some fun. Let's stream the album. Let's, kick it. Let's see what we got to get from this Eminem album. But I'm excited regardless. So, yeah, we'll see. New Music Friday. Let's get into it. Eminem obviously dropped the Tobey track with Baby Tron. Childish Gambino dropped the Lithonia track. Quavo and Lana Del Rey dropped the Tough track. 42 Doug Forever Us Never album came out. I haven't checked that out. I need to check that out. MGK Hotel Diablo Floor 13th Edition Deluxe. That came out. French Montana Fabulous and Fabio Foreign To the Moon has been released. Probably one of the worst tracks ever. Fabulous, I can't believe he did a track with Frenchie, but it is what it is. Even though they were collaborated before, it's just surprised anybody does music with Frenchie. Rich Homie Quan and 2 Chainz, Achi, and Pharrell Williams, Despicable Me, the soundtrack. So check out those tracks. Album sales. Taylor Swift, The Torture Poets, is still number 1 with 115,000 sold. Morgan Wallen, number 2, One Thing at a Time, 72,000 sold. Megan Thee Stallion debuted her album Megan at number 3 with 64,000 sold. Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, number 4 with 61,000 sold. Chappelle Roan, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, number 5 with 57,000 sold. Morgan Wallen, Dangerous Double Album, number 6 with 42,000 sold. Peso Pluma, Exodo, number 7 with 40,000 sold. Beyonce, Cowboy Carter at number 8 with 39,000 sold. Noah Khan, Stick Season, number 9 with 38,000 sold. Shabuzi, Where I've Been Isn't Where I'm Going, number 10 with 38,000 sold. Going down the list, Future, Metro Boomin, We Don't Trust You, number 17 with 31,000 sold. SZA, SOS, number 18 with 31,000 sold. Moneybagg Yo, Speak Now, number 25 with 22,000 sold. Gunna 101, number 26 with 21,000 sold. Going down the list. Eminem, Curtain Call, number 34 with 19,000 sold. Kendrick Lamar, Damn, number 37 with 19,000 sold. Travis Scott, Utopia, number 39 with with 18,000 sold. Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, number 42 with 17,000 sold. Drake, For All the Dogs, number 45 with 17,000 sold. And that is it for the hip-hop and album sales. And that is it for today's episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast. Of course, powered by the one and only Golden Eagle Energy Drink. Get your Golden Eagle Energy Drinks at drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. Show them support. They sponsored all season 4 of the podcast. So when you support them, it supports us. So that's drinkgoldeneagle.com/DMP. Of course, Spotify, Deezer, Pocket Casts, YouTube, all that. Support us. Subscribe, like, follow, everything. Have an amazing night, day, whenever you listen to this, and peace.